Now that we have all of our view objects added to our view controllers, let's go ahead and link everything up. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my view controller, and I'm going to hold down the Alt key and press on ccViewController.h. And I'm going to be able to first select my table view, so let's confirm that in our scene outline here. And I'm going to hold down the Control key and drag to my header file. We're going to make sure this is an outlet, and I'm going to go ahead and type table view in. And we can make sure that the type is UI table view and the storage is strong. We can press connect. And let's go ahead and hook up our two bar button items. So the first one we're going to hook up is our reorder bar button item. So we're going to hold down the Control key and drag into our header file. And we're going to make this an action. And we're going to make the type UI bar button item. And I'm going to go ahead and say reorder bar button item pressed. So I can connect that up, and let's go ahead and connect up our add taskbar button item. So I can go ahead and link this up, and let's use an action. And I can go ahead and call this add taskbar button item pressed. And we can go ahead and press connect. So let's go back to single view, and we can hook up our add task view controller next. So let's go ahead and hold down the Alt key, press on cc add task view controller.h, and I'm going to start off with the IB outlets first. So let's go ahead and start off with our text field here, and we can go ahead and give it an outlet. We can give it a name, and let's call this text field. And we're going to make sure the type is UI text field and the storage is strong. We can press connect. And let's go ahead and hook up our text view next. So hopefully you can guess our type is going to be an outlet, our connection type, and our name is going to be text view. And our type is going to be UI text view, and our storage type is going to be strong. So we can connect that up. And let's hook up our date picker next. So it's going to be a connection outlet. We can call this date picker. And let's give it type UI date picker, and its storage type will be strong. And now that we have our outlets hooked up, let's go ahead and hook up our IB actions. So let's go ahead and hook up the add task button. So let's go ahead and control drag, and let's make this an action since it's for a button. And we're going to go ahead and call this add task button pressed. And let's give it type UI button, event touch up inside, and arguments is going to be sender. And we can hook up the cancel button next. So let's control drag, make this an action, and we can call this cancel button pressed, and make the type UI button. The event type is going to be touch up inside, and the argument is going to be sender. So we can press connect. So great, now we have our IB actions properly hooked up for this view controller. I go back to single view, and I'm going to go ahead and hook up my detail task view controller next. So I'm going to hold down the Alt key and press on CC detail task view controller. And I'm going to go ahead and hook up my label here first. So let's go ahead and control drag in, and let's call this title label. And let's go ahead and hook up our date next. So we can call this our date label. And finally, let's hook up our task details. So we can control drag, and let's call this detail label. So now that we have all of these items, oh, I missed one. Let's go ahead and press the Alt key and press on CC detail view controller.h again. And I need to hook up my edit button. No, we forgot something. So holding down the Alt key or Control key, we can drag to our header file here, and let's make this an action. And I'm going to go ahead and call this edit bar button item pressed, and we're going to make the type UI bar button item, and I can go ahead and press connect. And now I can hook up the edit task view controller. So I can hold down the Alt key and press on edit task view controller.h. And I'm going to go ahead and hook up my IB outlets first. So let's hook up our text field. So we can call this text field. Notice that this is an outlet, and its type is UI text field, and the storage type is strong. We can press connect. And let's hook up our text view next. So we can call this text view. And we're going to make this UI text view type. The storage type is going to be strong, and it's going to be an outlet connection. And let's hook up our date picker. So we're going to outlet date picker. UI date picker is going to be the type. Storage type is going to be strong. We can hook that up. And finally, we need to create an IB action for our save button. So we can go ahead and make this an action. And let's call this save bar button item pressed. And we can go ahead and give it a type of UI bar button item. And we can press connect. And now we have all of our storyboard's view objects hooked up to the appropriate header files for each view controller.